What is going on, college basketball fans? Welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to give you guys my top 10 most impactful freshmen for this college basketball season. All of these players have already been making impacts through the first game or two of their team schedule, and I think that they are all going to be top NBA prospects and really good players for their team throughout this entire season and through March Madness. So drop a like if you guys enjoy. Hit that subscribe button if you guys have not already. We do a ton of college basketball content here on the channel. You don't want to miss it. And let's get into it. Okay, so before the top 10, I do have 5 honorable mentions for you guys. All 5 of these freshmen have been really good so far this year, but they just did not quite make my top 10. My first honorable mention is going to be Flory Bidunga, the 5-star freshman playing at Kansas. He is a center, and he is Hunter Dickinson's backup. He already played really good, shot very efficiently from the field, and looked really good in their first game of the season. They play tonight against North Carolina. I don't know how many minutes he is going to get in these big games, but he is the backup center, which is why he didn't quite make my top 10 most impactful freshman, because he's not going to make as much of an impact off the bench. Next up, I do have Ian Jackson, also playing in that same game tonight, Kansas versus North Carolina. Ian Jackson is going to be a really good player here for North Carolina, one of their top freshmen coming in this season, and he plays on the wing. I don't believe he did start in the first game, but it would not surprise me if he started for the Tar Heels by the end of the season. Next up, we do have Donnie Freeman, a freshman here for Syracuse, and Donnie Freeman was a very good player in high school. Syracuse picked him up, and I kind of feel like the Syracuse team might be underrated, and I feel like if they do make March Madness, I feel like Donnie Freeman is going to be a huge part of that this season. Next up, we do have VJ Edgecombe, a freshman 5-star guard heading to Baylor, and Baylor has been getting a ton of 5-star guards year in and year out, and Scott Drew has been, giving them a ton of play time, giving them the ball, giving them a ton of shots and plays to put up, and it has been working. And I feel like VJ Edgecombe, although he did not play that good in his first game against Gonzaga, he did have an insane poster dunk, by the way, over Mark Few's son, Joe Few, which was amazing. If you guys didn't see that poster, make sure you guys go check it out. But that was really, his one good thing that happened in that game, and they were already getting blown out by Gonzaga pretty badly. But with what Scott Drew's been able to do with these 5-star guards over the past few years, I feel like it would be no different with VJ Edgecombe this season. And my final honorable mention is John Mobley Jr., the freshman for Ohio State. He was a 4-star coming out of high school, and in the first game against Texas, John Mobley was letting it fly and was playing outstanding, was a big reason why Ohio State was able to beat Texas in the first day of the season, and he is an excellent shooter. I cannot wait to watch this Ohio State team, because I feel like they're being slept on a lot right now. Even after that win against Texas, I feel like people have opened their eyes to Ohio State, but John Mobley was a big surprise, and he looked really good, just barely did not crack this top 10. But let's get into the players that did crack my top 10. I believe all these players are going to be very impactful all season long, all the way to March Madness. And coming in here at number 10, I do have Boogie Fland from Arkansas. Now, I was actually surprised. I was expecting to have Boogie Fland higher on this list, but he had to be pushed down only because there have been so many freshmen that have just been exceeding expectations already early in this college basketball season. And there are already some really good guards on this Arkansas team, like DJ Wagner and John L. Davis. So I believe Boogie Fland is going to be more of a Stephon Castle type player, like how Castle played at UConn, where he is going to be that third guard, but he is still going to be a very high impact player on this team as a freshman. Next up, coming in here at number 9, I do have Will Riley, a 4-star that Illinois picked up, and Will Riley went on a tear in his debut for the Illini. He had 33 points, and I do think that he is going to be a key player for this team. I mean, they are losing Terrence Shannon Jr., which was a big-time scoring wing for them, so they need a wing to replace that production. So far, it looks like Will Riley might be that guy. Let's see if he can stay consistent with it, but either way, I feel like he is going to be one of the Illini's best players this season, and he is coming in here at number 9. Coming in here at number 8, I do have Trey Johnson, and this was another freshman. The freshman really took over in this opening day game between Texas and Ohio State. It was John Mobley on Ohio State, and it was Trey Johnson on Texas. He really looked like Texas's best player on the court in that game. He was playing fantastic. He was efficient, and he was shooting the ball very well. And for Texas to have a good wing like that could be the difference in how well this Texas team does this season. Next up, coming in here at number 7, I do have Ace Bailey, one of the 5-star freshmen for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights this season. And Ace Bailey, I think, is a fantastic player. He looked really good in the charity scrimmage games in the preseason. I don't believe he did play in their opening game. Did not actually play in the opening game of the season against Wagner that Rutgers did have. So he is still waiting for his regular season debut, but he is going to be one of the better centers in the country. I cannot wait to see him play this season. Next up, coming in here at number 6, we do have one of Duke's top freshmen coming in, and that is Con Kneppel. And he looks like he might be, I'm just going to say it, the best shooter in college basketball, one of the best shooters in college basketball. He looks to be very good and a great surprise for this Duke team. We knew what we were going to get with Cooper Flagg coming in, but Con Kneppel has been a sniper, and we've seen what these Duke teams over the past few years have had with their shooters, especially with Jared McCain last year. Jared McCain was a sniper, and I think that Con is going to be that guy for this Duke team this year, and he is going to be a very, very high impact player for this Duke team, and he might be their second best player on this team this year, and they are expected to have a very good season. He is going to be a high impact player. He's coming in here at number 6. Coming in here at number 5, we do have Liam McNeely, the freshman for UConn, 5-star pickup, and he looked excellent in his debut, shooting the ball, driving the ball, passing the ball as a forward. Looked amazing. Liam McNeely is going to be key for Dan Hurley this season to get back to another deep run in the tournament and possibly a three-peat. I don't think UConn's going to three-peat, but I think that they could get back to the Elite Eight, to the Final Four this year. Liam McNeely is going to be a huge part of that. Next up, coming in here at number 4, I do have Derek Queen. And Derek Queen had a monstrous debut. The best debut for a big man since Bill Walton at UCLA. And that is because he was the first player since Bill Walton to put up 20 points and 20 rebounds in his debut as a freshman since Bill Walton did it in his debut as a freshman at UCLA. And Derek Queen, 20 and 20 for Maryland in his debut. I think Maryland is going to be a super underrated team this year if he can keep it up. And if Maryland is a top 5 seed or a top 6, 7 seed even in March Madness this year, Derek Queen is going to be a huge reason why. Next up, coming in here at number 3, I have the other freshman for Rutgers, and that is Dylan Harper. And unlike Ace Bailey, Dylan Harper did play in that opening game against Wagner, and he looked amazing, putting up over 20 points in that game, shooting the ball, driving the ball, just like we expected the top point guard out of this class to look like, and he is meeting expectations, if not exceeding expectations. He looks amazing. If him and Bailey can be these high impact freshmen that we expect them to be all season long, Rutgers is definitely going to get back to March Madness this year, and they could maybe be a sleeper to make a run. Next up, coming in here at number 2, I have a 5-star freshman coming in to play for BYU, and that is Igor Demin. He is really Demin, perfect last name for him, because he is a point demon at the wing position, putting up over 10 assists in his debut, along with like 17 points as a forward. You gotta love it. Igor Demin looks really good so far, and he is going to be skyrocketing up NBA draft boards as this season goes on. He looked amazing in his debut, and he is going to be the number 2 high impact freshman on this list. And if BYU is going to sit along the top 5 or so in the Big 12, the hardest league in the country, Igor Dimon is going to be having to have an amazing freshman season. And coming in here at number 1, you guys got to know who it is. I got to keep Cooper Flagg as the number 1 high impact freshman of this college basketball season. He looked really good, putting up nearly 20 in his debut. I think he's only going to keep doing better. They play Kentucky here very soon. I think that he is going to be a force in that game, and he is expected to be the number 1 pick in the NBA draft this year. I think he probably will end up doing that. He looks great. He's a great shooter. He's a good passer. He's a good rebounder. He's athletic as hell. And what more could you want? Player Cooper Flagg is the real deal, guys, and he's got to be number 1 here on this list. Let me know what you guys think, and let me know if there are any freshmen that I did leave off that you guys want to mention down below in the comment section. I'm keeping my eye out on all these freshmen because it looks like this is going to be one of the more impactful freshman classes in college basketball in quite a few years. So let me know what you guys think. All these freshmen are going to be super fun to watch this year. And yeah, guys, make sure you guys subscribe for more college basketball content because it is coming your way. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching.